Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're exploring something absolutely mind-bending. We're going to look at a completely alien underwater world, where the everyday basic rules of decay simply don't apply. I mean, we're so used to water destroying metal over time, right? But deep, deep within our oceans lies this incredible secret zone where machines actually defy time. It's a phenomenon that completely challenges our understanding of the physical world, and honestly, scientists are kind of racing to figure it all out. So stick with me, because by the end of our time together, you're going to see exactly why this is so crucial for how we think about history and preservation.
What if machines never rusted? Just think about that for a second. Imagine leaving a piece of complex machinery behind, and instead of it turning into this crumbling orange pile of rust like we would naturally expect, it stays completely unchanged for decades. Sounds almost like science fiction, right? Or maybe some magical fantasy world. But as we're about to see, this place is very, very real. And understanding how it works could fundamentally change how we think about degradation, the elements, and even modern engineering.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. A place without decay. We all know what happens up here on the surface. You leave metal out in the elements and it rusts away in literally a matter of years. Whether it's an old car sitting out in a field or a shipwreck in shallow water, nature aggressively reclaims everything we leave behind. The salt, the air, the organic life, it all gangs up to break things down. But down in the extreme deep ocean, the script completely flips. Down there, man-made objects decay at a microscopic fraction of the rate we see on land. Things remain essentially unchanged for decades. It's like someone literally hit the pause button on time itself. It is a stunning reversal of the natural order we're all so familiar with.
Section 2. Inside the Hadal Zone.
So, where exactly is this hidden time capsule? Well, it's known as the Hadal Zone. This is an incredibly mysterious region far, far below the main body of the ocean, stretching deep into the Earth's darkest trenches. We are talking way beyond sunlight's reach, meaning absolute darkness rules down here. The conditions are profoundly hostile. It is an alien world right here on our own planet, where unrelenting pressure crushes almost everything that dares to venture down. You'd instinctively think that an environment so unbelievably harsh would instantly destroy anything we put into it, let alone perfectly preserve it.
And this brilliantly illustrates the scale of what we're talking about. The Hadal Zone starts at a staggering depth of 6,000 meters and plummets all the way down to 11,000 meters. To put that into perspective for a second, if you dropped Mount Everest into a trench that deep, its very peak would still be completely submerged under miles of water. Crazy, right? Down at 11,000 meters, the water pressure is roughly 1,000 times greater than what we feel up here at sea level. We're talking about depths where the physical weight of the water would instantly crush a standard submarine. It's an extreme, totally isolating environment that simply locks away whatever falls into it.
Time to unpack the mechanics of this mystery. Section 3. The science of preservation.
So the crucial point is right here on this slide. Why does the decay process just stop in these extreme trenches? Well, it all comes down to three key environmental factors that completely shut down the chemistry of degradation. First up, near freezing temperatures. Normally, heat accelerates chemical reactions like rusting, but down in the Hadal Zone, the water hovers just above freezing, slowing those destructive reactions to a virtual crawl. Second, there is almost zero dissolved oxygen. And you know, oxygen is the absolute critical ingredient needed for oxidation, the literal cause of rust. Without it, metal is perfectly safe from the chemical burn of rust. And finally, third, there are barely any bacteria down there to break the material down organically. The pressure is just way too high, and the nutrients are too sparse. Basically, all those everyday natural forces that cause rot, they simply aren't there to do the job.
Now, this isn't just some abstract scientific theory. We actually have the proof. A few years ago, marine researchers were operating a remotely operated vehicle when they accidentally lost a highly specialized camera. It sank to a totally crushing depth of 8,000 meters. And it just sat down there, completely unprotected in the freezing dark for 3 entire years. When another expedition finally managed to recover it and haul it back up to the surface, they were absolutely stunned. The camera's delicate glass lens, perfectly clear. And get this, the digital memory card still worked flawlessly. No way, right? It is a true, real-world time capsule. After 3 years in literally one of the most extreme environments on Earth, a super delicate piece of modern technology came back virtually untouched.
Let's zoom out a bit for this last part. Section 4. Earth's unexplored frontier.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer amount of the unknown. When you look at our planet as a whole, it's pretty staggering.
We live in this era of high-tech satellites and global mapping, yet a massive 90% of our oceans remain totally unexplored. We've mapped out less than 10% of the seafloor with high resolution. And because of this massive knowledge gap, the Hadal Zone, these super deep, dark trenches where machines simply don't decay, remains almost entirely a mystery to us. We have literally no idea what else has fallen into these trenches over the centuries. I mean, what kind of historical artifacts might be sitting down there right now, perfectly preserved in the freezing dark, just waiting to be found?
Which brings us to this final thought. The greatest Earth mysteries aren't in outer space. They're right beneath our feet. You know, it's so easy to just look up at the stars and wonder what's out there in the cosmos. But we have a completely alien world right here on Earth, perfectly preserving secrets in the crushing dark of the ocean. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other normal rules of nature are being broken in the deep right now? Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating reality with me. And remember to always keep questioning the incredible world right beneath your feet.